Oh, the NBA Finals is underway. The Dallas Mavericks take on the Boston Celtics, best damn team in the NBA. And we're going to have fun previewing this matchup. We're going to give you some series predictions, some game predictions, and we're going to go through it. We're even going to talk about the referees right here on Celtics World Podcast right after this. What's going on, Celtics world? That's right, I'm getting a little hoarse. I got to get my vocals ready because we got a big old series. Game 1 tips off tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. It's about to go down. You know what I'm saying? It's about to go down. Shout out to everybody out there. Thank you so much for tuning in to Celtics World Podcast. I'm your host, WayneBreezie. Listen, I don't know who the old guy is. He said he was coming. I'm believing he's going to show up. He said he was coming. Hopefully he'll jump in here at some point in the world. But listen, we're going to have some fun today. We're going to talk about, this preview this matchup. You got the two best teams in the NBA. You got the Boston Celtics representing the Eastern Conference and the Dallas Mavericks representing the Western Conference. We got to go through a lot of these matchups. And oh man, the matchups even start at the coaching position, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to have some fun with this. Before we do that, listen, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go ahead and you like this joint. Don't forget to click subscribe if you're new to the channel. Hit that subscribe button. All right. Do your boy a favor. Also, you can become a member of the channel as well and enjoy some of the cool perks. Becoming a member will help, do better things with the channel, right? Like upgrades and things that we need, equipment and all that type of stuff. So listen, if you want to support the channel, be my guest, click join. All right. Do that 100%. Jack's 49er girl. Let's go Celtics in 5. Already with the prediction. I like it. Super chat contribution, by the way, to follow up Celtics in 5. Let's go. Appreciate you, Jax, for the super chat contribution. Celtics in 5, I like that. My man Boat says, not a big NBA fan, but Wayne is solid gold. I appreciate it. There's a little gold in the Celtics, too. You know what I'm saying? So we could represent gold all the way around. That's just the color. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate you, Boats. Thanks for being here. Whew. I'm excited. I'm excited about what's about to go down. I think, I don't have this as an easy series. I just don't. I don't think that this is going to be an easy series. And I wouldn't be surprised if this goes 7 games. I believe the NBA is going to want it to go seven games, to help make some type of let's see if I can create that gold color too. I'm going to see if I can get the Celtics gold color popping. I kind of like that. And I think they're going to, listen, there was a graphic out there that talked about, how much money they make per game. Game 6 is the money maker. Like I would have never thought that it was game 6, but game 6 is the money maker. So with that being said, is this going to at least go to 6 games so that the NBA can cake? And we'll see. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you follow Celtics World Podcast on Instagram. That's where we'll be posting clips and Celtics news, updates, all that good type of stuff right there. If you're on Instagram, make sure you go ahead and do that. We'll truly appreciate it. All right. So make sure you go ahead and post that right there at Celtics World. Go ahead and follow that joint right there. All right. So make sure you guys do that. Again, welcome to the podcast. And here's the finals preview. We got Mavs versus Celtics, two of the best teams in the NBA, like I stated. Man, what do you say about these teams? Kyrie, Luka, they made a great, mid-season trade, to kind of like push and contest for the playoffs, which they did. And they're, it's super dope, right? Super dope. And so I think they got a squad. They got a bench. We got to talk about the bench for the Dallas Mavericks. I think they got a great six man. I think that's somewhere where the Celtics may struggle. With the bench. Just to do a quick recap, with the series was like you go back to let's go back to the times these teams played. And we can give you some kind of like recap on what these teams did. Okay. Hold on one second. Who did I send this link to? Interesting. Nobody. All right. So Cliff will be joining us very soon. I was just trying to figure out where I put the link. So he can join. What's going on? Harmony's in the building. Red Jet Shell's in the building. What's going on, guys? CPOG should be here very shortly. But listen, going back to, let's go to November 2022. Celtics won that game 125-112. They won January 5th, 2023, 124-95. They won January 22nd, 2024. I guess we got to go back to 2023. I guess that's kind of like where we all start this. They won January 22nd, 2024, 119-110. And they won March 1st. I guess the games that matter, January 5th, January 22nd, March 1st. But just going back to March 13th of 2022, that's the last time the Celtics lost to the Dallas Mavericks. They haven't lost to the Dallas Mavericks since March 13th, 2022. And I think that was like a game-winning Luka Doncic 3. Like, you know what I'm saying? Game-winning Luka Doncic 3. Which, he worries me. That's the guy, right? Like, that's the guy. Different Luka, still magical. I think the Celtics have gotten better defending him. And the Celtics got to figure out how to deal with Kyrie Irving, and the rest of their players, right? Because I think they got a good stacked squad. I don't think their bench is as deep as, the Pacers. But they got some good, solid players, in my opinion, all coming off their bench. So you look at their guys like Derek Lively. That was a great trade they traded for. They got the other Morris brother, PJ Washington. Somebody we got to watch out for. I'm just trying to think. I feel like Tim Hardaway Jr. Got to look out for him, and then Daniel Gafford. Like, those are some of the guys that I think the Boston Celtics are gonna have their time with, especially around the rim. You know what I'm saying? And so, we'll break some of this stuff down. As far as the injury report, there's nobody on the Celtics injury report, meaning Kristaps Porzingis has been cleared to play in Game 1. I need Cliff here because a lot of people are questioning him, questioning his. The way he's been talking about his injury and things like that. And so I'm curious to hear Cliff's take on this. The fact that he's playing, the fact that he's practicing. Listen, I'm the type of person that I don't care what you say. I only care about what it is that you do out there on the basketball court. And in practice, he's been looking really, really good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, really, really, really good in practice. So I'm curious to see how KP comes out. I'm hoping he's coming out firing and shooting the ball very well. He's been shooting the ball in practice really well. But since we're talking about Kristaps Porzingis, once Triple OG gives me the thumbs up, we'll bring him on in. I got to get his take. All right. Triple OG, what's going on, baby?
What's up, baby?
Nothing much, man. My apologies. I thought I gave you the link, and I guess I never did.
You should have.
So why you waited till?
Because I figured you was getting it together or whatever.
Nah, the show been up by like 6 o'clock. I thought I copied and pasted and sent it to you. That's my fault. I was trying to create this backdrop.
Baby. No problem.
Kristaps Porzingis has been cleared. If you could come up on your volume a little bit, that'd be great. But yes, Porzingis has been cleared. That's great news. But what are your takes on Porzingis? Because there was something you said you didn't like about it.
I didn't like Porzingis. I didn't like the way he was portraying like maybe he wasn't ready. Maybe he wasn't ready. Maybe he wasn't Oh, 1 second. My mic, you can hear me?
Way better now. Yeah, your mic's connected.
All right, bet. So I didn't like the way he was portraying himself. Like, I mean, he didn't know whether he was ready. I think I sent you something this morning when I was listening to it.
Yeah,
like, I don't know. I just said, can you practice and play without pain? And he was like, he paused. It was a long pause, and then he said yes. But it wasn't it didn't make me believe he could play. I'm hoping that he's just playing possum.
Is this the thing that Shaq picked the Mavs to win? Is that the clip you're talking about?
No, Shaq wasn't on it. Only thing I heard was I heard that today was the media day for them.
Correct.
And I just heard his interview.
Oh, okay. Because I know you said you hated Shaq too. You know what I'm saying?
I hated Shaq because Shaq was just pretty much saying that we were inferior to Dallas, and I'm like, first of all, didn't you end your career with us? Like, come on, man.
Well, it's funny because Cliff, if I'm not mistaken, they all were saying, well, if Porzingis plays, then the Celtics going to win. But if Porzingis doesn't play, then I don't know about the Celtics. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if they'll be too. I think Luka and Kyrie will be too much. And all the Kyrie's, the best player narrative is ridiculous, right? Like, he's the best player in this series. He's the best player of this. He's going to be the MVP of the finals. He's the only Stephen A. Smith take today was ridiculous, bro. He was like, but it was dope because he said there's only one NBA champion on the court, and that's Kyrie Irving. I thought that was fire, though, like, because that is the truth. You can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought that was kind of fire, but he had his take as well. I'm trying to see if I got it to where I could pull it up and play. Here we go.
Significance of a Porzingis. He is annoying me with those damn smirks, and you know what? That's Kristaps Porzingis. That's reserved for dudes who've been here before. You said LeBron's acting like that or whatever. I'm good with it. He's a champion. And he's been to numerous 10 NBA finals, okay? You're behind. This is new to you. You're a newbie, okay? You were with the Knicks. It ain't happened there. Don't get me started at how things worked out in Dallas. You meant nothing in Washington, even though you had good numbers, because it was basketball purgatory in the nation's capital, okay? This is the first time you're on a stage where you're actually relevant. And that's the Boston Celtics in the NBA Finals. And you giving that smirk and don't want to give answers, whatever. Your behind better be ready. I tell you that much. Because a championship is at stake for the Boston Celtics. I understand that might be new to Kristaps Porzingis, but rather than smiling, he needs to be locked in, zero focus, and making sure he's doing everything he can to be ready, because the Boston Celtics need him in order to beat the Dallas Mavericks. Without him, at less than 80%, you ain't winning. You ain't beat Dallas.
I want to talk about that, bro. Like, first of all, I want to know if there was any sentiment to or any correlation to what you were thinking, because you talked about him being iffy. He was talking about his smirks and the smiles. Is that some of the things that you were kind of like alluding to when it came to Porzingis?
As much as I hate to agree with Stephen A., yes, that's exactly what I was talking about. It was very, very passive. It was very, I don't know, like, I could be ready. I can't be. I don't know. I'm going to see when I get out there. You know how your body feel, man. You know how you feel. You've been practicing for the last couple of weeks. You know how you feel. You've been doing full contact practices. How do you feel, man? Now, maybe, like I said, maybe he bluffing. I don't know. Or maybe he ain't where he's supposed to be.
Fair take. You know what I'm saying? Listen, that's a fair take, because, you know, we talk about, first of all, we've watched other teams kind of be, what's the word, cocky, kind of be overconfident maybe, and they lost. And this is a guy that's just saying, I don't know what it's going to be like when I get out there, because I ain't played in a while.
That's
But what if in his mind he really do know, and it's a game?
And I really hope that is the case. One thing about our guys you cannot say is that we're condescending and that we're arrogant and cocky. You know, those are good men.
Facts.
Damn basketball. Those are good, solid young men. Point blank, period. And at the end of the day, it's basketball, but the measure of a man. Jaylen Brown is more accomplished at 27, however old he is. He's more accomplished than most people in their entire life. This man is teaching at MIT.
Facts.
No, and he's an accomplished piano player. He don't just fiddle around. He can play.
Man, he's a very smart kid.
You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is these are and Jalen and then Jason Tatum, the way he is with his mom and the way he is with his son. Then you look at I love Drew Holiday. I love his demeanor. I love his affect. I love the way he is, and I love the way he talks. Derek White is you ever see that movie Sunset Park?
I did. Sunset Park. What time is it? It's time to get live. It's time to represent. Fredro Star?
No, Terrence Howard, the light-skinned dude.
Bro, I forgot he was even in that movie, bro.
His character, when it was like, we need somebody to shake it up, and that reminded me of Derek White, man. Somebody that don't care how he look, don't care how it look, nothing, don't just out there, ain't scared and gonna get in anybody's face. I love it. I love this team, the way it's made up. I love Al. Al, man, we got some good dudes, man. Like,
do you think that's part of the issue with the Boston Celtics? Like, they're not necessarily giving the media any type of thing to talk about. And the media has to create these narratives about the Celtics. Oh, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, they don't get along still. And Jason Tatum is pissed that Jaylen Brown got the Eastern Conference Finals MVP and all this type of stuff. I mean, the way Joe Mazzulla shut that gate down was amazing. Like, that's what I needed from my head coach, bro.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about Joe. Let me tell you something. I was on the fence about Joe the whole season. Win, lose, or draw in this playoffs. When he responded, the way he responded, that's a coach. That's what a coach does. And I let me tell you something, man. My guys, we made it here. We're here. You can't take that from us. We beat a whole bunch of cats to get here, and we dominated the regular series. I want us to hoist the trophy. I really do. But I'm not going to be, I was saying in my feelings like we need to break this team up or whatever. These boys is young, man. They're babies, man. There's babies. And I'm gonna tell you something else too. I'm not gonna sit up here and talk dirty about Kyrie, because I'm gonna give Kyrie the benefit of the doubt, because he has grown and progressed as a man. But at the same time, if I'm Mazzulla, I'm playing that. He stepped after he left us. He came back and he stepped on our logo. And I remember
I remember that.
Remember that
he was with the Nets, right?
He was with the
Brooklyn.
Nets.
Yeah.
You remember that movie with Denzel when he was a football coach and he had to win every game?
Yeah, remember the Titans, or he was going to lose his job. Yep.
You remember that coach when he realized that they was cheating, and that coach gave that speech?
Yep.
That need to be you, Mazzulla. Listen to the media. They talking about y'all. They talking about y'all like y'all ain't nothing. Shut them up, and shut them up hard. That's what I would tell them.
And you know, the fact that you mentioned that, bro. Like, when I look at this series, I really feel like, no one's, excuse me, I should have drank that high noon. No one's giving the Celtics their due justice, right? And I don't get it. It's like, oh, well, they beat, you know what I'm saying, the Heat with no Jimmy Butler. Then they beat the Cavaliers after what's name got injured. And then they beat the Pacers after Halliburton got injured. The Celtics can't. They don't pick who they play. Like, they play the team that's in front of them. And if you go ahead, sorry. I'm just saying, but go back and look at who the Dallas Mavericks beat. It's the same scenario. I mean, it's just unfortunate they had to go the distance. But
Minnesota choked. Minnesota choked,
and they're young.
They're a young team, but Minnesota choked point blank and period. Karl Anthony Towns only had one good game in that series. He did not do, and it was some coaching too. But I tell you, they talk about everything the Celtics didn't do. But I tell you one thing they did. They beat Dallas ass 2 times in this season. That's got to count for something.
Well, let me go back and check that real quick, because you got 2 times, and I feel like it was a little bit more than 2 times. So let's go. We got to start. This season was 2023 to 2024, right? So I got 3 times, bro. I got January 5th of 23. Or no, we don't start that season until November. So you're right, 2 times. January 22nd, 24, and we beat them by 19, and we beat them by 28.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. This is what I'm trying to tell you.
Here's the crazy thing, though, Cliff. The Mavericks haven't beaten the Celtics since March 13th of 2022. That was that Luka Doncic game-winning 3-point shot. Remember that? On ABC?
Yep.
That's the last time they won a game.
And it was and listen, I'm not a fan of Luka Doncic. I don't care where you were playing at years ago. I don't care how good you are. Show some resolve. Show some respect, man. Like the disrespect. Like when you hit that shot, when he hit that shot on Gobert played that. Gobert 7-1. He's not supposed to be out there and on the perimeter like that. And he hit that shot as well. He defended that shot as well as he could have. And to back up, you can't guard me.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Saying like that, like I'm just saying, I'm a coach. I'm telling the low man on the totem pole, listen.
Yeah, but
you already know what to do.
But you're talking about the Boston Celtics, who have, in my opinion, whatever you want to call Tatum and Brown, probably the best wings in basketball. Luka Doncic is a 6'7" point guard, point forward. I guess that's what you want to call him, right? He's kind of like the Magic Johnson of today's era, sort of, kind of.
I'm gonna be honest with you though. I mean, I'm not a fan of his.
Okay.
But his basketball abilities is undeniable, bro. It is undeniable.
He's amazing. You know what I'm saying? My man Jedi says, "Sir Breezy, I'm not gonna be a hater. I just think Luka too much." What do you think about that? Like how is Luka too much if he lost twice already to this team? And I know they made some new additions. They added Lively. They added Gafford. They added PJ. The 3-point shooter. Hold on, let me get his name. PJ Washington. They added him, right? He's a 32% 3-point shooter. They added him, so they got some new additions. And then they got Tim Hardaway Jr. leading the bench. I think my only issue with Boston is the issue that we've been having with Boston this whole series. And so it's the bench being one, but can the Celtics win this game? The question is, can they win this series without Kristaps Porzingis?
I'm not gonna say no, because I don't know. I don't know. I still don't think we've seen the best from Tatum. And I feel bad because I was hard on Tatum, but I feel like this dude averaged 36. Man, listen, Brown was just a choice. But at the end of the day, and Brown is Brown. I think why Brown resonated more with who votes on the MVP anyway.
The writers, the beat writers, those guys.
That's a problem in and of itself. I want to be judged by my peers. I don't want to be judged like somebody like Stephen A. I'm sorry,
I don't think that's fair though, because being judged by peers, you get favoritism and things like that. Usually the writers, what I'm saying.
Talking about the players that are playing now.
Oh.
We can even take it back to we got 400. How many thousands of people we got that are past? I get with the bias. But the thing of it is that Wayne, we're musicians, right? Somebody that just practices and just knows how to play a few scales is critiquing your playing.
For sure.
I'm feeling some type of way about that.
I get what you're saying. You mean judged by other basketball players? Yeah.
From a technical standpoint, now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
basketball players, coaches, they should be judged by those. They should be
GMs, executives, people that are in. Because
not even GMs and execs, because some GMs are just really smart guys. They went to school. They know how to run business.
Yeah, but you got some like Michael Jordan doesn't win near one of them championships without his GM that they.
I agree.
That they didn't like. That man was a brilliant basketball mind.
I agree.
He had the athleticism of a piece of toast, but his athletic mind was undeniable. So that's what I mean. Basketball people. Stephen A. is not a basketball person to me. I'm sorry. So what, he's been covering it? I don't care. You covered AI. So what?
I think I get what you're coming from, but I mean, unfortunately, that's the way it is. It's like that in every sport, and the writers are the ones that get the MVP votes and things like that. You know what I'm saying? They do the All-Star games is where the fans get to kind of vote and do all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It comes to popular.
The fans voting is that's the worst voting in the world.
Yeah, because you're gonna get. It depends on how good your following is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's all it is. It's not talent. It's not where you are in the progression.
My bro John Chapman in the building says Luka best player in the finals. How you feel about that?
There's been best players in the finals that have lost. I wouldn't applaud that, but that's on you. But there have been best players.
I definitely hit the wrong button.
Yes, there are players in the finals that have been the best player on the losing team. Jerry West won MVP, and his team
I don't
lost.
even think Luka's the best player on his team.
No, Kyrie.
I think Kyrie's the best player on his team.
I've never seen anything like,
Kyrie has matured as a man, and with that maturity, his game has gone to the next level.
And I can't hate. I like this Kyrie.
But Luka's still magical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Luka's still a top player in the NBA, top 5, top 10 for sure. His question about Tatum was, can Tatum close? I think the Celtics are kind of like different when it comes to who closes, who finishes. You know what I'm saying? They're built different. But I think if Tatum needed the ball, he would close.
He would. But I personally feel like that you should. I feel like that it's all. You got to take what the game give you.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
If it's set up for somebody else to shine, let somebody else shine. And that's why we keep questioning. Tatum has to be the best player. I don't give a damn who the best player. I want to win this series. I don't give a damn if we got to rely on Pritchard to win. I mean, that would be sad, but I'll take it. A win is a win. I'm so sick of people. Like, listen, I hope this young man has blocked, or you know how Obama had Luther the angry translator.
Yes, yeah.
I wish I could be that for Jason Tatum. Just like, who this? Oh, this is my uncle. He gonna answer questions for me. Oh my God.
I think. First of all, Tatum averages 35, and he's averaging 35.5 points against this team this year.
and that's what killed me. Oh, how y'all gonna stop Luka? And first of all, Luka's not that great of a defender.
No.
Okay, nor is Kyrie.
But this is we're gonna get to the game plan of this game because the Celtics are gonna have to. They're gonna have to figure out how to stop the Luka with the ball in his hand, and there is a mismatch in size, so we'll get to that. But
he's a thick 6'7".
We'll talk about some of these matchups for sure. Like, you know what I mean? We'll talk about some keys to victory. What do they got to do to win this game? We're going to get down to that. But the question is, can the Celtics win this series without Porzingis? And you said you didn't know. I believe they can. I believe the Celtics have learned how to play basketball, and they won a series, against one of the deepest benches in the NBA. I thought Miami had a deep bench, and I thought Indiana had an even deeper bench, and with great players, right? Like with former starting players. I don't get that same sense from the Dallas Mavericks. I think they got a good bench. I think they got a lot of youth, though. I think they got a lot of athleticism off the bench. But if Porzingis wasn't even going to be able to go, which he is, Porzingis is playing in this first game one. They're gonna game one. I don't know if his minutes will be restricted.
They have to be.
Because only because
he ain't played ball in 5 weeks, man.
Yeah, like his back and butt gonna be hurting after the first 3 trips up and down the court.
But by game 2,
that's what I'm saying.
Muscle memory, he's gonna be fine.
Right.
He's a young man. He's a young man.
Right. But he's got to get back into game basketball shape. And this is even different because this is playoff game basketball shape. It's not even regular game basketball shape, right? So they got to limit it. How many minutes you think Porzingis plays in game 1?
30.
That's enough. That's a lot.
25, 30, yeah.
I didn't think you were going to.
No,
I didn't think you were going to go that high.
Anything less than we can't game plan for you. We can't. You gotta be a bigger part of it, or or you might as well come off the bench. If he coming in for 15 minutes, you might as well come off the bench.
My next question to you is: you got Kyrie facing his former team and Porzingis facing his former team. Who do you think is going to have the better series, Kyrie or Porzingis?
I don't want to answer that. I don't want to answer that. I gotta stay in a certain mind frame. I gotta bow. But when we start talking X's and O's, I have a very interesting, and I don't think I've heard it on none of the talking heads, but I have a very interesting take on all of this.
Like I'm expecting Kyrie to have the better series because of his position, because of his health, because of who he is and what he does. I'm expecting him to have a better series, but I wouldn't be surprised once Porzingis gets back into full swing of the basketball fit. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts massacring, killing his team, Like former team.
Who gonna DM? He's not going into being on offense.
That's what I'm trying to say. So they gotta bring out the bigs, and so if they switch on him, and if it's Luka, that's foul city. You better not put Luka on Porzingis ever.
Barbecue chicken. Just like Luka could cook you, you could cook him because he's not a good defender. He's not a good defender.
Right. And my point is, that's when I want to see the ball pump fake up in the air, bring it back down, draw the contact, get the guy in the air, get to the line. Free throw city.
Yo, I'm looking at the comments, and somebody just took the word. My next statement. I don't know if they took my next statement.
Okay, what is it?
We're talking about everybody, but Drew Holiday and White are the key to this series. Period.
So, okay. So I don't know if they're the key to the series because the mismatches. So I look at their backcourt. It's a little different, right? I think they have more. It's Kyrie and Luka, and so you got to keep White. Let's talk about these matchups. You got to keep White on Kyrie, right? Like you got to keep him, but you got to rotate him and Drew, right? Because Kyrie gonna draw fouls, and if White gets in foul trouble early, it's hard for him to be a key. So if you're asking White to be a key to the series, it's tough, right? Because he's got to find a way to not draw, not give the contact. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's got to figure it out. Like, that's going to be tough.
He will. I mean, you got to understand, these guys, we've talked about this. These guys are going to get theirs. It's nothing new. It's nothing that we didn't know. They're going to get theirs. What we need to do is we need to deal with that bench that Dallas has, and the others. We need to. I just feel like our bench has been subpar, and I think it was
our bench has been terrible.
Our bench has been ass, but I just think it's a system. I'm sorry, man.
Nah, it's all good. I'm sorry. Our bench. Yo, it's crazy. It's crazy that I'm about to say this. Our bench has been starting, and that's Al Horford. I didn't realize how much of the bench Al Horford was until he became the starting unit. And then it eliminated the spacing on the floor, and then it took away from what Pritchard can do, and our boy Sam Hauser has been asinine, like terrible.
But it's a new series, new beginning. And I think with Porzingis coming, now those guys are more comfortable in their spots.
Okay, so there's a question from Nigel. He asked this question, and I definitely want to get to this. Will Porzingis coming back confuse the Celtics offense? They've been rolling without him. And so what are your thoughts on this? Because I already know how I feel about this.
I feel that is nowhere near that's just not a thing. They're professionals. They've been practicing together. They've been playing together this whole season. I think Porzingis coming in is going to energize them. I think it's going to mold them together, because now they're free to. Tatum had to defend the 5 at times. Now you got my guys are free. He was now my guys are free. I think if anything, he enhances any and everything about that team. Point blank, period.
That's a good take. I'm a little different. Well, I'm gonna add on to it because what you said is spot on. But my thing is this. I don't think it confuses the Celtics offense because I don't think the Celtics were running any type of offense. You couldn't tell me they weren't running. They weren't running anything. I think with Porzingis being back, they get back to that unicorn type of offense. You got this big fella at the top of the 3-point line, and his vision is what's going to create the cutters to the basket, the wide open lanes. He's going to draw the attention.
Out, baby.
Yeah, you got there, and you got to remember how great of a passer Porzingis is. It's not about him scoring. This is about him facilitating on the basketball court and being able to see over top of everything else. I think that is Celtics basketball. It's been Celtics basketball. That's why when he's on the court, they just play a way different style. There's better ball movement. Cliff talked about the spacing. Like the shooting is better. It's night and day. I think when Porzingis was out, the Celtics did what they needed to do to win. But I don't think that they had any type of set offense. They had plays ran, but that's why some of the games were weird for us to watch, because we were just like, this is not Celtics basketball. This is not Celtics basketball. Like, what are they doing? What are they doing? Jack's got a key to victory that I want to get to. And, this is something that, I think is going to be super important. She says they got to play together. Everyone has got to pitch in and get the job done. Don't take their feet off the gas. Game 1. Don't take the feet off the gas, man. How you feel about that, bro?
That's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth. I want them. We passed the algorithm. I want them to beat their ass. That's what I want.
Hands down.
I want them to come out. Listen, if we play the way we're supposed to play, and by some miracle we lose, I can live with that. But I want them to come out there, and I want them to give Dallas everything they got. Make them, if they win anything, make them win it ugly. You gonna whoop my ass? You got to ask whooping for me. You got to give it to me. You got to come and take it. And that's the mindset of the Celtics. Because first of all, Tatum, the disrespect, the disrespect of this young dude. Like, I just don't get it. Now I'm hard on him, but I'm hard on him in my comments. It's only because I care, because I know what he's capable of. I'm looking at him, wide shoulders. And then when he gets mad, you can't stop him from getting to the rim no more than you can stop Luka. I'm sorry, they're not giving this man his flowers, or what. I hate that saying, but they're trying to downplay or trying to, and I feel like it's a concerted effort against the Celtics across the board. Everybody, like everybody. Vegas is the only one that's saying we're gonna win.
And most people go with Vegas, right? But like most people believe in the stuff about Vegas, like they really go with it. But for some reason, Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving is the talk of the finals. I haven't heard anything positive about the Boston Celtics. Think about the stories that the national media started digging up. They started talking about Jaylen Brown, how he was booed on draft day. They talked about how Jaylen Brown was booed when he got the extension and the Supermax deal. Why is that story? Like, what are we doing here?
Who know what I'm saying?
The fans.
Our fans?
Yo, bro, it's crazy. A lot of fans were pissed they paid Jaylen Brown that much money. I bet you they not crying now.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. These are some ballers, man. These boys are ballers, and they are the type that when you challenge them, if there's no challenge, they play down to you ain't bringing no ass. Then it's like whatever. Let's just not desert this and let's get this one and go home. But let me tell you something. When you back their ass up against the wall, they come out swinging. I want to see that bang, and I want to see that bop backwards with Tatum. Once you bang, look at Luka. Talk your talk, baby. He always running his mouth. Talk your talk. Shut his ass up.
I don't think it's gonna be any of that in this series. Because for one, first of all, I don't even think Luka about that life. Number two, I know what he did.
Luke, he was talking shit the whole series in Minnesota.
Okay, well, let him do it here. That's all I'm gonna say. Boston, a different place. Minnesota, man, you could get out of there with murder, like literally, and like be good for the rest of your life. You come to Boston, you may not leave. I'm just saying, like Luka
Hotel
gonna
California, you could check out, bitch. You can't leave. Goddamn it, you can check out, but you can't go nowhere.
all I'm saying is, when it comes to Luka, he's a baller, one of the best in the NBA, and I respect his game. I actually like the way he plays when we're not playing against him. And usually he's the guy that does the damage to the Celtics. Like usually. Lately, though, he hasn't been able to do that. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't know if it's due to the new team or whatever. Now, and I believe the last time we played them, we beat them by 28 points after the trade, after they got all these pieces. So we took care of them then too. So it's not like, you know what I'm saying? What's going on, PG? It's not like we didn't handle or face this particular team we're going to see. They might be a little bit more in sync right now, and they might be coming off of a high because they just beat one of the most electrifying teams in the NBA in the Minnesota Timberwolves. But you said, like you said, they choked. You know what I mean? Like they literally, it was Anthony Edwards and nobody else. And you can't beat a team like that. Even like we go back to look with the great Michael Jordan. Yeah, he was the best player on the court at all times, but he at least had his teammates make shots. I'm gonna pass the ball to you because they're gonna double, triple team, and you better hit this shot or you fired.
But that was a different time, and Mike
it was different.
To be hard on them. They were hard on them in practice, getting them mentally prepared.
I understand that.
You can't do that now.
You can do that. Players just are crybabies, and they choose not to do it because everybody is metrosexual at this point in life. Like everybody is a little, you know what I'm saying? Like they just a little different. Like you the generation is totally different. So I get what you're saying.
Being great is just too common now, man. Being great is just too common. Like everybody's great. Now they already up to the point where Luka Doncic is better than Dirk. Who cares? Why is that even a conversation? Dirk went to 2 finals and won one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
it's funny because this is Luka's first finals. This is and this is Porzingis' first finals. Crazy, right? These guys been in the NBA. It's his first finals appearance, like first finals, man.
Well, I mean, in fairness to Porzingis, I mean, he got stuck in Washington. What the hell was going to happen in Washington?
I'm glad he went to Washington, and here's why: because he got a chance to like literally find his game. Like, you know what I'm saying? He found a way to stay relatively healthy, and he found out what he needed to own in on his game, which allowed him to go to Dallas afterwards, right? Or did he go to Dallas before? I can't remember. All I know is he's here. Like, right? And we found a way to get him. I think he was in Washington. I think he was in Dallas first, then Washington, then here. Can't remember his NBA journey. But I'm glad Luka's going to be back. Let's talk about some of these key matchups, man, because let's talk about Porzingis, because we talked about how are you defending Porzingis? Because you talked about Derek White, you talked about Drew Holiday. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Drew. Like, literally, 6'4", 6'7", give me that. And Drew might be smaller in stature and size, but he's strong, bro. You ever fought a person and, when you fight a person, people think, it's all about, you know what I'm saying, like how hard you punch, all that type of, nah. It's all, the strength comes from the lower extremities of the body, right? Like it's all about that base.
That base.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I feel like Drew Holiday, even though he's 3 inches shorter, he's got a good solid base. And we watched him. How about we watched him defend the 5 in the last series? He was taking on Miles Turner in the last series and defending him and affecting the shot. So why not allow him to be that one-on-one matchup? Let Derek White match up with Kyrie. Let Drew match up with Luka.
I don't know who coined the phrase "prisoner of the moment," but that's what we are as it pertains to Kyrie Irving and Luka, because we wasn't doing all this until they beat the Wolves, and that was more of an indictment on the Wolves shrinking and just choking. Anthony Edwards was all talk. He didn't deliver. Karl Anthony Towns didn't deliver. How can you win when your stars don't deliver? All right, they didn't deliver. It wasn't nothing that Dallas was doing that was so great. They just didn't deliver. you know. And all I'm gonna say about this, I know we're talking matchups and everything like that, and I'm with that, but I'm just gonna say this straight up, and this is to all of the people that are on TV that's supposed to know what they're talking about. All right, everything that we're gonna have to put up with defensively dealing with them, they're gonna have to put up with defensively dealing with us. And the caveat to that is we're much better defenders, baby. Much better defenders than they are.
That's a fact. You know, people talk about the Celtics defense and how bad it is and this is that and the third. You know, I heard a take on NBA radio, Sirius XM, and it was just like the Celtics shouldn't be here. They should have never beat the Pacers. Like this and that. And I'm like, dang, like, and their defense is not good. They're not really a good defensive team. And I'm like, it's funny because when we watch the games, I feel like you and I be like, yo, we're not playing our style of defense and we're struggling on the perimeter, right? So if teams are going to shoot, Celtics are slow and rotating. They're not getting out to the spots. They're leaving players wide open, things like that.
That's the Porzingis effects, I believe.
That could be.
Because they were asked to do too much, man.
Could be.
They were asked to do, and then that, what's that boy, the tall one that hurt his hands?
Luke Cornett.
Cornett did not deliver. He didn't do anything. But like I said, everything comes back. Where are we at with him? Is he gonna play?
Oh yeah, everybody. There's nobody on the injury report.
We need him, and we need him. And we get a glimpse. You understand this? If we get half of what Hauser is capable of, it's game over. The floor is spread like a mug. You understand that?
I do.
They can't shoot threes like us when we on.
Yeah.
Nobody in this league can shoot. Steph Curry and them can't shoot threes like us when we on.
Yeah, not this season for sure. We lead the league. Like we're gonna put up the shots. The thing is, they're gonna put up the shots too, right? I'm more concerned about the Celtics leaving their shooters wide open, and I think that's the trend. Like that's what we do. I'm hoping that changes because if we can contest at least 3/4 of their 3-point attempts, like that's great because now we're either going to get these rebounds and they're not going to get second chance opportunities after they miss because I believe they're bigger at the rim, right? They got the rim guys, Gafford, Lively, like those dudes can get you your rebounds. But when it comes to the Celtics, I think they got to play really good perimeter defense. But the part that pissed me off about that take was how can you say the Celtics aren't great defensively and their defense won the series? Like it was the dumbest fucking take I've ever heard in my entire life. I'm like,
all the takes about us are. That's why I got to turn. The only show I can listen to is ours. I can't listen to nobody else, man.
Bro, it was asinine because I'm like, dude, we forced Halliburton to turn the ball over in game one. It's not like he lost the ball and fumbled it. Nah, it was the defense. Like literally. And so I'm like, yo, what you can't say the defense is bad and then the defense makes the play and win the game. That shit that makes me curse and it doesn't make any sense. So I understand like overall the Celtics may struggle defensively at times, but I feel like when it comes down to the wire, you know, my man John was like, can Tatum close out the games? I think they set it up to where their defense closed out the games. These guys hit those big shots. I think every person on this team can close out games. You see what I'm saying?
First of all, Tatum closing out a game is a narrative that the
national media,
the national media has created. That is not something we have to do. However it comes is how it comes. However it's set up is how it's set up. We got all our guys that what happened?
He says you need to come back and do the post game shows every game. You got his vote. Appreciate you, Jedi.
Thank you, man. So, but what I'm saying is that, the talking heads, they don't understand. The Celtics, whatever they need is what they need. Drew was that guy one night. JB was that guy one night. That speaks to how universally just awesome we fucking are. Like, excuse my language, we are. I don't understand. This Celtic hate is taking me someplace. I'm trying to woosah with my life and just trying to be, but I'm like, how y'all did? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy the way, I'll be honest with you. Not that the sky's the limit for us. What we're doing here. All right.
Yeah.
But I couldn't be on a panel with Stephen A. I couldn't be on a panel with that gump. Oh, Stephen A. What's his name? Big
Marcus
John Coffey. No, he played with us and ain't do shit.
Oh, Kendrick Perkins. His
dog going G.
Did you call him Gump?
His big black gump ass. I'm telling you right now, I want them to eat their. If I could give up, I think I'm Wayne. You know what? I need to give Boston. We need to get some. I want some I can make it myself. You can make. I want to make some like uprising music, and I want to give them their own pep talk. Mm-hmm. I swear to God, man. Mm-hmm. I swear. If let me take just for us, just look at us as men. Look at us as men.
I just
go ahead. Say what you got to say, man.
No, I just feel like they're undervaluing the Boston Celtics. I mean, this team has been competing since 2016. Like Jaylen Brown, playoffs. Jason Tatum, playoffs. How many times they've been to the Eastern Conference Finals? How many times they've been to the finals? Right?
They've been to the playoffs like every year.
Every year, bro.
Every year. And then they went to the Eastern Conference. I think they been to the Eastern Conference Finals like 3 times.
Right. And then they went to the finals and they lost to Golden State.
And this is their second time going to the finals. But I think when they lost to Golden State, it was they needed to go through that. Now they have that experience.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Dallas ain't never been there. Well, Kyrie got it. Kyrie got ice water.
But Dallas ain't never been there. And Kyrie got there with Cleveland and LeBron James. And there's no LeBron James in this series. And Luka's not LeBron. But my point is, why are they undervaluing us? Like, we haven't been here. Like, we don't have the experience. We're the more experienced team in this situation.
Well, guess what? They gonna learn today. They gonna learn. They gonna learn.
What's going on, 49er media? He says, look, as a Warrior fans, I cannot stand Perkins. Nobody can. I don't even think Perkins can stand Perkins. He just tolerated himself to get a check.
I can't. Stephen A. See, the thing over there is these series. I don't even know how
he
they
is country,
do it.
though. He is country.
Pumpkin ass up out of here. And the thing of it is that I think the only people that are giving us the nod are our family, our Celtics family.
Yeah.
And former players. That's it. Ain't nobody really giving us a shot.
That's true. And I think, it comes down to what's going on, Amar. It comes down to what we know, what our potential is, what we've seen. I think people keep forgetting that the Celtics were the best team in the NBA all year long.
Instead of criticizing us, say thank you.
I just don't get it.
It was some wonderful basketball.
Now, here's a fun fact, right? Because Dallas hasn't won a game 1 in the playoffs yet. Take it however you want. I'm not expecting them to win game 1. And speaking of that, let's go through the series predictions. Let's play a game. Okay, everybody out there that's watching, if you're watching, sorry if you're listening, you can't really play. But if you're watching, we're going to go through game 1. And game 1, who wins this? But you got to comment with the emoji of the clover or the horse. Clover or the horse. Cliff, who wins game 1 for you in Boston?
I think the Celtics win a close one.
See, I don't think it's going to be close. The point spread is 6.5 too.
Who Vegas giving us 6.5?
1.5.
Okay.
That's 2 threes and a free throw.
Yeah,
right?
That's 2 threes and that's a half a flagrant. Yeah.
Half a flagrant.
Yeah.
All right. We got one Celtics. Jack Knox said Celtics with the clover.
I know I like you. I know I like you, Jax.
Oh, we got a horse here. This is a Golden State hater. Listen, you got y'all championship. Y'all got y'all joint.
Yo, don't you got enough? Can't you align with us 49er media?
I don't understand. Why would you even go for a Western Conference team, dog? Like, I don't even get it. I thought we was cool.
Come on, man.
Yeah. He said, John. Right now it's split in the comment section right now. It's kind of split. It's one Celtics, one Mavericks. I got the Celtics winning this game. I got the Celtics coming out on fire. I don't care what they did against Indiana game 1. I just think that the Celtics are going to come out dominating. I think with Kristaps Porzingis being on the floor, the Celtics get back to the way that they look and how they play basketball. I think the Mavericks usually start off slow. They try to fill themselves out, and I just don't think they'll be able to figure out how to handle, Tatum. And no one's talking about Brown and how different he's playing right now. I feel like nobody's talking about Brown and how different he's playing. He's on a whole different stratosphere of basketball right now, and he's been the best player on the court. And then you got Drew Holiday stepping up, and then you got Derek White can have a game, Al Horford can have a game, and he's coming back off the bench. And think about it, he's gonna be fresh, And so this is gonna be. It's going to be a great game 1. Like, you know what I'm saying? Look, we got Twitch watching. My man said, Brown. What's going on? What's going on, Dom? Appreciate you. Twitter, Scary. It's going to be a great game, yo. Cliff said a close one. Do you think we win by 7? What's going on, Kev?
No, I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to go down to the wire. And
see, we can't allow it to go down to the wire.
We can't. We really can't.
If they let it go down to the wire, Dallas will win this game because Luka will shoot the ball and it will go in.
I don't even want to think like that.
That's how it's been. I'm going off of history.
I just feel like F Luka.
That's fine. I'm going off of history though. When Luka has the ball and this game goes down to the wire, they win the game. When the Celtics play this type of basketball, they blow this team out. So I want their type of basketball to be played.
I get your point. So if it's close, that means we ain't doing what we're supposed to be doing.
Bingo.
I get you. We starting to vibe. We've been doing this so long.
We always been vibing, but we starting to see each other points. You get what I'm saying? This is what I think. I think game 1, Celtics come out on fire at home, TD Garden, ignite this series. Crazy. Game 2. What are your thoughts on game 2? I think they do it again. I think Celtics start this series off 2-0.
We started 2-0. We probably lose 1. Probably lose game 3. Game 4 will be the pivotal game.
I think game 4 is the pivotal game, dog.
I can't call it.
I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it. I think the Celtics have not lost on the road. I don't even think they lose game 3. But I think they lose game 4.
Yeah, see, I'm souped and everything like that, but saying that the Celtics are going to go up 3-0 on the Mavericks, that's kind of like, I don't
the Mavericks went up 3-0 on the Timberwolves, and nobody saw that happening, right?
Nah, that was crazy. but the Timberwolves choked, though. Like, go ahead.
I'm not. You're saying that the Mavs aren't the Timberwolves and they won't choke. I got you. They don't have players that choke. Luka won't allow them to choke. Right.
I don't see choking in Luka
or Kyrie. Right.
I don't see that.
But
them other dudes.
It's funny because all we do is how are we gonna stop Luka? How are we gonna stop Kyrie? How are they gonna stop Brown?
That's what I said. Like
how are they gonna stop Tatum? Tatum averages almost 36 points against this team.
And then let either Holiday or
White
get hot. Now y'all gotta play defense too.
And they're not
be all this jigging when you gotta defend an elite athlete. That lends itself. You got to give up some of that offense to play defense effectively. Period.
All right. So look, the series. Who you got? Where do you have the series finals going, and who you got winning the chip?
I got us in 6.
Okay, so I got us. I think this goes 7 games. I don't want it to.
49 the media. No disrespect, but damn, Josh Green right now. We trying to win a game. He went to Arizona. I don't care about none of that. We trying to win right now, cousin. We needs that.
That's little bro, man.
I know he be cool. I'm sorry.
He Arizona fan, yo. Like he supports his dog, just like we support our Yukons. He supports his Arizonas. Like you know what I'm saying. Celtics in 5. I think it goes 7 games. I think the NBA needs this. I think this is something that the NBA needs.
I don't want it to go.
No, I never said I wanted it to go 7 games.
6.
And just a quick, I got the list of the NBA officials. You ready for this? So this lets me know that this okay. I'm gonna tell you the NBA officials, and once I do that, the referees for this game, this series is not in favor of the Boston Celtics. I want people to understand this. Cliff, I'm going to mention an official name, and you're
That
gonna
I
give me
hate. You know I hate.
You're gonna give me your first take. First thing that comes to mind.
No, you don't want that. I got to.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do. I absolutely do.
All
right. Here we go. You ready? You ready? All ready? Bill Kennedy.
Nah. I have no opinion.
Zach Zarba.
I think that they're running the mill. I think that they're fine.
Okay, Scott Fisher. Come on, don't hold back, man. Come on, man. We talk about Scott Fisher here.
What do you want me to say, man?
I want you to say what's on your mind. Some people don't understand about the officials. So they literally run this game. Literally.
Yeah. No. I thought Brothers was.
Keep going. I ain't finished. I'm giving you all the officials for the series.
What?
So you no words for Scott Fisher?
Nope.
Okay. Tony Brothers. If you hold back, you banned from the podcast.
Tony Brothers makes my ass itch. The mere sight of Tony Brothers.
What the hell is that shit?
No, Tony Brothers makes my gag reflex start to act up every time I see him.
You should never say the word gag, bro. That just
what?
Yeah, just
no did he?
Say acid reflux or something.
Acid reflux.
Yeah, no, you don't. Yeah, no gag. No diddy. No gag.
No diddy, no gag. All right, he gives me agita. All right.
Okay.
He is the most biased. He is the most. He is the most biased ref, and for whatever reason, yeah, that's dumb. I feel you, Dominic Toretto. But listen, he is the most biased when it comes to us. The only way he calls fouls on us is if
Yeah, we saw it, Jason. We talked about it earlier. We're gonna come back to that. We'll get back to that.
Yeah, he pissed me off with that one. But like getting back to Tony Brothers, I think he looks like a barracuda panhead piece of. Listen, I think it's gonna come out that something happened. Something happened in his past where, like,
Cliff, how do you think he gonna impact the goddamn series, Cliff? You really don't like Tony Brothers. He's been around for a minute.
He's going to call fouls at the most inopportune time. And he don't just call them when they happen. He wait till you damn near down the other end of the court before he calls the damn foul. That's my problem with Tony Brothers.
It'd be super delayed. Players about to score another basket. They mid in the finger roll. It was a foul on the other end. For real, though? Really? That's Tony Brothers.
And the reason why I didn't have any comment on the other three is because they go as he goes. Unfortunately, I don't want to say nothing negative out my mouth.
Which one of these are happy with the technicals? And I can't remember which one it is. One of these dudes are happy calling T's. Mark Davis is up next.
I don't think that's him.
Okay. James Williams.
I don't even know who that is.
And then Courtney Kirkland. That's the last one.
Yeah, I thought Bill Kennedy ain't in this.
Yeah, that was the first name I gave you. You ain't saying nothing.
You said Bill first.
I said Bill first.
Oh, I didn't even. Oh, how did I miss that?
I don't know. What's your thoughts on Bill Kennedy?
That's my favorite umpire. I mean, that's my favorite ref.
Okay.
I think when you're going off with Bill, and he's so short, he's looking up at you like. And when Bill give his, you can look at Bill's face and be like, that's not the what do you call that when you I don't know, my mind drawing a blank when you protest a call and you
challenge.
When you challenge the call, the challenge was unsuccessful. He knew what the hell he was doing. He knew his ass was out of bounds. You know what I'm saying? I like Bill Kennedy, but I also feel like he's going to be influenced by Brothers. I think Brothers is. I was going to say something, but I'll tell you off the air.
Nah, look. I'm looking at the list of the NBA officials, and if y'all know, like we know, they're just never really in the Celtics' favor. So Cliff talked about he talked about just fouls being called out of nowhere. You got to pay attention to that, because my man Lake City on here was talking about like a couple of guys being the keys, And yeah, like you want them to be able to lock in, but they can't play over aggressive against Kyrie. They can't play over aggressive against Luka. Why? They the stars. Literally.
But listen, this is the finals, and we gotta be able to touch them a little bit.
No, I agree, but it all depends on how that game one is called, bro, or how it's scripted to be called. If they allow the over aggression, you be over aggressive, like you know what I'm saying. But my point is, them two can't get into foul trouble. Here's why, and we gotta finish the show. We gotta cap this show off talking about the bench, because when you insert Pritchard, Hauser, like those are Pritchard, I think is a better defender than Hauser, but we already talked about the mismatching in the size with Drew and White being 6'4" going against the 6'7".
Hauser's like 6'5".
He's not a good defender.
He's a trash defender. I'm sorry.
He's just not good at all. He's but Pritchard is like 6'1", so like you just dropped 2-3 more inches. Pause. What the fuck? I can't even say inches.
No, listen, because that's in your mind. That's in your mind. Like,
I just want to make, because the crew out there, they be on top of the things that I say real. They be on it, like you know what I mean.
I'm subject to say some plausible stuff.
For sure. I'm the king of plausible stuff.
I'm an old man, so
it was no pause when I was growing up. Like you know what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah.
You know, but what I'm saying is that we got to give the bench. We got to cut them some slack, because they were asked to play out of their element.
Okay.
All right. For 2 series. All right. If Porzingis can come back and be I think somebody put here. I'm thinking if Porzingis could be 75-80%. That changes everything. Hauser can go back to his natural role. Pritchard could be that fly in the ointment. You know. Porzingis does a lot, man. He does a lot. He does a lot as far as enabling the team to what they're capable of doing, right? And it don't look like he's doing a lot, but just him being out there on the basketball court at, above 70-80% is key. Like even Stephen A. Smith said, you get 80% from Kristaps Porzingis, it's a wrap. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think game one he's at 80%, and then I think it'll go up a little bit more to get into the basketball shape, right? As long as he's not tweaking, the ankle and things like that, I think he'd be good to go. Like, you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, this his first finals. This motherfucker ain't trying to lose that shit. He ain't trying to lose. He's trying to win. He don't know if he coming back to Boston. It ain't a signed, sealed, delivered deal. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to speak negatively, but if his ass don't show up in these playoffs,
they're not even going to bring him back. Like they 9 times out of 10,
Jack.
right? Unless he take a serious pay cut. You know what I'm saying? But like, there's a lot on the line. Let me ask you this last question. We both got the Celtics winning the series. Any game one predictions? Anybody you think is gonna have a mega game on both sides of the court?
Tatum.
Game one, Tatum. Who's gonna be your game one guy from Dallas?
Kyrie.
All right, I'm gonna go Tatum and Luka. I think that's the thriller in Manila, and I think you're talking 35-39. I think Luka outscores Tatum, and that's okay because the Celtics still win.
It's like and it's crazy because the sun's gonna come up tomorrow. We gotta go on with our regular lives. I don't understand how something like this is having such an impact on me. Like I'm really, 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 really wanting the Celtics to do what they have to do. And in some ways, go ahead. Sorry.
No. The only reason I don't want Celtics in 6. I want Celtics in 5 or Celtics in 7.
No, I don't want a game 7. I just don't.
I don't want to win in Dallas. Like I want to win at home in Boston.
Yo, we going to the parade or not?
Yeah, we definitely going to the parade. We going strapped up for sure, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, I got my Massachusetts license anyway, so we good.
Massachusetts what?
Permit.
Yeah, I got the one for everything except for I think it's only New York. I think.
Yeah, we definitely ain't got New York. or
I
Jersey.
got that Utah, whatever you call it.
I got Utah. But
Yeah, I got
I think
that, yeah.
Massachusetts is a separate permit. Massachusetts and
I don't
PA.
bring mine because I don't bring mine. I've been had mine as long as you had yours. I just don't bring it out the house.
Oh, I'm bringing it to that. I don't know who
because
gonna get it.
you and Marcus, I'm like, what? When I'm with y'all, I'm like, yo, I don't need it.
I don't want to win. Like, I want the Celtics to win. To win in Dallas, I don't know. It's like bittersweet. You know?
I want them to win wherever it is, man.
Okay, say less. So then Celtics in 4.
Shit.
Celtics in 4.
So you want them to sweep?
So sweep. Why not?
All right.
They're still in Dallas.
Okay.
If Celtics win
I'll
the
take
first 3 games, they sweep in this series.
If I hit the lotto,
If
You know what I'm saying?
ifs is a
What's
fifth,
fifth?
we be
We all
drunk.
be drunk.
You gonna
That's
be all
right.
be drunk.
Yeah.
What a great podcast. What a great time rocking out with Celtics World, man. If you guys aren't Celtics fans, I appreciate you for jumping in here. Shout out to the Breezy Bunch crew for rocking with your boy Breezy and Cliff, man. We truly appreciate you. We're looking to do big things with the podcast. Now, listen, things are going to be changing up. We're going to be going live after the games a half hour later because I have to go live on Bleacher Report directly after the game. Okay, so that's a 30-minute show, so I gotta do that. I'm obligated to do that, and then either Cliff's up to Cliff. We either could go live on Overreaction or we could go live the next day. So whatever Cliff says after that.
I think the next day might be better because the games are going to be over. I want to be my.
Oh,
best
that's
version
right.
of
There's a
myself.
good spacing between the game too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We can get intensively because I don't like, and we can talk freely.
Okay.
You know, when we do the shows late, like I could see myself like not trying to yawn, and then you see me shaking and shit. I'm trying to stay awake.
Bro, I be yawning with my mouth closed tight. Like,
Yeah, that's not healthy. It's not healthy. Okay, they're not turning the clock back. We're not getting no more extra summers. It is what it is, baby.
Yo, that is funny. That is too funny. But guys, the good news is Kristaps Porzingis will be playing in this game. The question is, how healthy will he be? We will have to find out. I know a lot of people are a little bit shaky on Kristaps Porzingis and what he said in his interviews leading up to now. I think it's cap. I think it's part of the game plan, part of the design, not allowing your enemies to know what's really going on.
And the best sign is that Missoula got a haircut. Ha! Come on, somebody.
That junk could probably be grown back by tomorrow.
He was 12 years old the other day.
You are stupid.
He was all clean shaven. You get cute when you get a haircut.
Facts.
That's why he was talking all that shit. I'm lined up. I'm all pretty. Y'all want to ask me about Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum? You don't see this drip right here?
Yo. We might have to, Cliff, give him an overreaction show. It don't got to be long just to react and then do a post-game show the next day or the next 2 days because there's space in between the games.
Okay.
It's Thursday, Sunday.
Thursday, y'all.
You know what I mean? So if we could give him 30 minutes of straight raw,
I gotta smoke it all.
Yeah, we out, yo. Celtics World Podcast. We your host, Breezy, CPOG. Till the next time, y'all. Stay up, baby. Keep watching. We'll be back. Peace.